Hi everyone, I'm Nina Zeta, Director of Partnerships at Sidewalker Daily, and today I want to talk to you about the number one reason I think that your blog will probably fail in 2019. Now, I know that kind of is like a really scary thing to think about, failure, but because I work with brands and because I work with bloggers, I get to see both sides of the equation. And believe it or not, tons of people are going to start this new year with the goal of starting a new blog. And guess what? A lot of them are going to fail. And the number one reason I think that these blogs will fail, hopefully not yours, but it may just well be yours, is the expectation on time, the time frame that you are setting for yourself. So this is what happens. People usually get really pumped. They are like, I'm going to start a blog. They get WordPress, they install it, they buy their domain, they get like a nice theme set up, and then they're super pumped because they have this little space. Then they start writing, and they don't really know what they're writing about. They're just like writing about different topics. And they're not getting niche, which I'm going to talk about ways that you should, ways to prevent your blog from failing. One of them is obviously getting really niche and being specific, but I'll get to that in a second. So they start writing topics, and then they realize, like, especially if you're a travel blogger, you have to travel, right? And traveling is expensive, and there's a lot of money that's invested into setting up your travel blog. And then you realize there's not a lot of traffic, and it takes so much time, because anyone that's an actual travel blogger professionally knows the amount of time it takes to run a blog it's mind-numbing. I mean, we have a blog and it's like, oh my gosh, it takes so much time, from writing the content to researching the keywords to creating the graphic to uploading it. I mean, the whole process is really time heavy. And you know what happens to all those people that started off the year excited about their new blog? They lose interest. They lose interest because they don't see the results, right? They aren't making money from their blog. They're not getting tons of traffic. They just feel like they're not getting new visitors. And travel bloggers, especially if they're trying to get content abroad and trying to get content while traveling, I mean, people don't get to travel all the time. So your trips are, a few times a year, and you're trying to create all this content around that. So basically, I think that if you consider your blog, if you wanted to start a blog professionally, not as a hobby blogger, because that's a whole different story, and those people can start their blog and have it as a hobby. But if you want to do your blog professionally, then you need to set the expectation with time. It is a business. And like any small business, let's just say you opened a little restaurant on the corner, or, a shop or a boutique, it takes at least 2 years to, break even. Most companies break even in 2 years, not even in the first year. 2 years is a really long time. 2 years is a really long time of not seeing results, of not making money, of writing and posting and not feeling rewarded by it. So yeah, people give up. But if you look at this as your business, and you look at this as something that's like, you know what, this is a small business venture that I'm doing, then you're going into it knowing that this isn't going to be like a get rich quick scheme or something that you can just build overnight. So I briefly mentioned the hobby blogger thing. I just wanted to expand on that because that's not a bad thing, and it's a term that's thrown around in our industry a lot. The hobby blogger, totally acceptable. The thing is this, blogging is kind of like a journal. But the issue is that like the whole world is kind of watching you and keeping you accountable. At least if you have a journal in your house, if you don't write in it in a couple of weeks, months, whatever, no one knows. But when you have a blog and you're not constantly giving, juice, fuel to the fire, so to speak, then your audience is going to also know that you're not very committed. If you're a hobby blogger and you're just doing this for fun and something to just keep on the side that, is something that you're excited about, then this video is probably really not for you, because you can keep your blog as your hobby as long as you need to, as long as it brings you joy. I'm really talking more to the people that are looking to build like their business off of this. So what are some small ways that you can keep yourself accountable in this 2-year long period, or even longer, 3, 4, 5? I mean, I just want you guys to know, I know travel bloggers who've been doing this for 5+ years before being able to do this full time. And if that's not for you, and I just want you guys to know that like Instagram makes everything look really pretty and shiny, and so does the internet, but it's like so much work. And so many of these people live nomadic lives. I'm talking about the travel bloggers just because that's like often those that I work with. It is tough. It is super, super tough. So just so that you guys like can kind of put that into perspective, all these like stars that you may look up to, if you read about their stories, like these people are working crazy hours. And even if they have 9-to-5 jobs, which most of them did, obviously to start, they're waking up early in the morning, like 4 or 5 a.m. I just read about how one blogger would wake up at 5 in the morning to get work done before she had to go to work. She would update stuff on her lunch break, come home, work on it again. I mean, that's a lot of dedication, right? So just to keep that in mind when you're embarking on this journey. So back to a few ways that you guys can keep yourself accountable in the new year. So first, I think if you set dates and set milestones, like a content plan of like what you're looking to achieve, that will really help you stay accountable. Because if you're like, okay, I'm going to do one blog post a week, then you know that if on a Saturday morning or Sunday you can get 3 blog posts done, you have enough content for the month. Also, just so you know, like on the back end, Google recognizes, or YouTube recognizes, or whatever platform that you're creating content for, they recognize how often you post. So for Google, if you can post weekly, it will start picking up, hey, this blogger, this author is going to be posting at this time. And it helps your SEO, it helps your search engine optimization and traffic, because Google knows that you're a credible source of content, not just like posting whenever you want. So definitely make sure you have some dates to help you see the year at large, kind of like your calendar. It's like if you worked at a magazine, you would know what March, content is in January. You're planning these things out. And of course, as a travel blogger, you have to be nimble. There's going to be content that pops in and out. But for the most part, you should be trying to get organized. I often talk about niche, and this is my second tip to you to help you prevent the big F word, which is not a bad thing. And I'm going to do another video on failure and why I actually love it. But to help you prevent failure is making sure that your blog is different, is niche, right? So this may seem really like standard, but I once went to Okay, wait, let me just start over. So I went to a conference at Harvard a few years ago, and they were a bunch of different CEOs. And the one CEO from Bonobos, he said something, and it has just stuck with me forever. And it's so basic, but he was like, what everyone's doing, do the opposite. And it was like so clear. So if everyone is taking photos of acai bowls from like the top, flat lays, or if everyone's taking a photo with the hand behind the back, or whatever content you see often in the travel blogging space, do the opposite. Find a different perspective. Find a different vision. It's going to set you apart from everyone else. So if everyone's taking them from the top, I don't know, like take them under, or figure out like a new way to shoot your content that can help you not only creatively, but from a business perspective, that's going to help you stand out. So now that you know how important it is to get niche and making sure you have a specific voice, you're going to want to focus on educating yourself on SEO, right? And which is search engine optimization. Every blog post needs to have certain keywords in them. The whole point is so that your people actually go to your blog. And how do people find blogs? They Google. They Google how to start a blog or how to start a travel blog. And they have certain keywords that are obviously really well known. I mean, the more you learn about SEO, you'll learn more tricks. You obviously don't want to put the word travel blog as just your keyword, because that probably gets like a bajillion searches a month. So you're going to want more of a long tail keyword. This video is not on SEO, but it's just so that you have time to build out your small business, your blog. So definitely focus on educating yourself on how to get new customers. One of the things people forget, because it's a blog, they think it's just like this like free online thing. It's like this free space, and they just have to pay for like a server and minimal upkeep. Okay, If this is your business, again, back to the restaurant, let's just say you opened up a little restaurant and you were being really tight with money and you didn't want to, like, I don't know, spend money on rent or like new interior or, I don't know, paint. You have to put money to make money. Now, obviously I say this with caution. You want to spend on things that make you money. So obviously you're going to want to focus on, making sure. I wouldn't have like a web developer, for example, on retainer or something like that. You should be learning those things on your own, but you need to spend money to help you grow your audience. So make sure that you focus on spending, because this is really like your business, and you also need to ensure that you're spending to help it grow. Like I said in the very beginning, if you are looking to blog professionally, you need to have clear expectations for the time that it's going to take to get this off the ground. It is not an easy venture, and a lot of people give up and lose interest and they're just over it, and that's okay. I mean, you can't beat yourself up over it. But if you are looking to start your new travel blog in 2019, or any blog for that case, go into it with this mindset so that you're prepared to be able to map out your time, work on time management, and see the effect, the results that you're looking for. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, fuel my fire, give it a like, a comment, let me know, and I can create more, and I will see you in the next video.